here on Love 101 FM, the family station. Welcome to the program, The Mailbox, program designed for men, hosted by men with guests who are men. I am Courtney Morrison.
Yes, Courtney. And I'm Kevin Bailey. Yeah, man and man with day for true. So, a few episodes back, we have been looking at how to be the better man. Remember, according to some women, most Jamaican men are not good at all. According to some women. In fact, they are thinking something else. So today, we want to look at the Jamaican man brand. Is there a brand that, wherever we go in the world, or people would think of a Jamaican man, they can think of a particular brand? Is the brand corrupt? That means, the ideal thing, and the genuine thing. But is there a counterfeit Jamaican brand? So is it corrupt? What are some of the stereotypes about Jamaican men? We're going to have conversations about that. How do women see a Jamaican man? And is there any good Jamaican man left? Any good Jamaican man left in the place? Courtney.
Of course, we'll think about the place. We want the empirical data, not the anecdotal sort of responses that we hear, but we do know that there are many good men. Yes, Kevin. Listeners, we want you to be our guests. Yeah, you hear what we're saying? So you get to call, text, and voicemail us all evening. Today is your show. You are our guest to call in to give us answers. So it is open house today.
Yeah, open house in the place. So it's going to be a great program, and we look forward to hearing from you. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can see us there. Make your comments via our WhatsApp line, 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125. Or give us a call on our studio lines, and we want you to call us. Man, oh man, we want to hear your perspective. This is your space. 876-968-8327. That's 876-968-8327. Ladies, remind the man them for calling or make them call. I'll just ask your husband, just ask your boyfriend, ask your uncle and your cousin, them and brothers and so to call, right? And ladies, feel free to leave a comment on our WhatsApp or YouTube, Facebook page. And remember, no calls or voicemails from the ladies. Just allow the man them, all right? Yeah.
Kevin, my shirt look lovish.
Yes, yes.
Red and whitish. Yes! So, man, what are some of the stereotypes given to us? We want to know. Is it that Jamaican men look handsome and buff? Or is there something else that we are hearing? Are they kind, generous, and good? What are some of the stereotypes that we're hearing? Women, is there any good Jamaican man left? Are all of them taken? Because I want to know if I take the good man, then I taken, and the rest of them just like leftovers. We don't know. Is the Jamaican man brand too stained that most of the good men are already taken? Well, we are going to find this out and more on the other side of this break, here inside the mailbox. Remember, you get to call us. You are our guest. 876-968-8327, or you can text us 876-997-3125. We'll come right back to you after these messages.
I am a man. Hey man, I am a man. We preach the gospel through all type of forms. I want to live for nothing.
On the Shout Aiken the Journey production presents DJ Nicholas's Abnormal Decibels album launch, Saturday, July 10 at 10 p.m. Live on Loud 101 FM Radio, Facebook, and YouTube. Also live on djnicholas.net at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sponsored by Bulwark Insurance Agency Limited, ABT Promotions, Gallimore Motor Group, and Loud 101. Don't miss it.
Abnormal. I always do my best to stay in control of my expenses. So with Flow, I added my mobile to my home internet service and elevated my savings. I get 50% off my mobile plan each month. Yeah, man, I get a simple, predictable mobile bill of $1,600 plus GCT and never sign a contract nor made a deposit. And you can get this too. Add your mobile to your Flow home internet for elevated savings of 50% off your mobile plan each month. Visit the Flow store or discoverflow.co to sign up today.
Emerge from this pandemic stronger, qualified, and ready to work with local and international certificates in just 1 month at Distinction College. Start our final 1-month super course Bonanza program, July 10 to August 14, and get certified in geriatric and pediatric nursing, phlebotomy, call center, customer service, receptionist, business administration, cashiering, supervisory management, basic computing, childcare, nail tech, housekeeping, waitering. No subjects required, no age limit, no entrance test. Register this week and get up to 25% discount on all courses. Call us at 876-356-4167. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, Old Terrace, and St. Elizabeth.
Not easy. Life comes at you fast and it can hit hard. Apply for the Credit Union Prepaid MasterCard from CNWJ with chip and PIN protection. Need a card with a personal line of credit for emergencies? We have that. Need a card you can use to shop online for that must-have item? We have that. The community and workers of Jamaica Prepaid MasterCard. All the convenience of a MasterCard. Discover the benefits of belonging.
Morning, officer.
Morning, ma'am. Looking for a suspect in a current investigation and need to search the premises.
Then why you want to search my home, officer? Me and my family have a right to privacy, you know. And we have a right to protect our home from illegal search. Can I see the search warrant?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can come do your search, but me have to watch you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everybody have rights. Brought to you by the National Family Planning Board and the Office of the Public Defender.
Strong man, integrity man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man.
Welcome back to the Mailbox on Love 101 FM. I'm Kevin Bailey, and right here my co-host Courtney Morrison, right here with me. So today's side,
Present, Miss, sir.
Pardon me.
Present, Miss. I mean, sir.
Hey, Courtney. Today inside the mailbox, it's all about the Jamaican man. I tell you, it's because Courtney, I'm pretty sure, you know, that's why I'm going to like it. Are Jamaican men becoming better or worse? Now we want you to talk a couple of things, you know. What are some of the stereotypes about Jamaican men? You know, ladies, they want good husbands and boyfriends. They would love to be able to get married, and it's a dream, you know, it's aspiration. It is good. God wants us to have healthy relationships, but are the men available? Are they capable? Are they competent? Are they authentic? How do women see a Jamaican man? So what the ladies them on Facebook and WhatsApp, etc., to just tell us their perspective on this as well. Is there any good Jamaican man left? Any good Jamaican man left in the place? That means to say, we're not talking about the married man them now, we're talking about all the single man them. So any good Jamaican man left in the place, Courtney?
I believe so. We are in the month of June, and some of these men are single, and we see weddings happening galore. So I'm certain there seems to be a lot of women who are considering that there are some good Jamaican men and doing this thing. I mean, even in this COVID season, we're seeing quite a number of marriages happening. So we'll wait till December to see if any more are left, because December is usually when there's a plethora of weddings. But yes, Shakespeare tends to put it this way: the good that men do are often interred in their bones, but the bad lives on forever. It is true that a lot of our Jamaican men have bad stereotypes. It's seen, but it is also the question, you know, have we done the research to find out what percentage is happening out there? And so a lot of what we have is anecdotal mainly. But yes, we do have a bad reputation. There are a lot of stereotypes out there. But yes, I know that there are good Jamaican men out there still left. That's why marriages are still happening. Yes,
that's right.
At least some of the ladies still believe so.
Of course. And we are almost 8 years old. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Almost 8 years old. 2 days, July.
And we will be 8 years old. 8 years. Kevin,
Yes.
we're doing this together. We're married for 8 years.
Yes.
I mean, to love 101 and the mailbox. To know. But
No.
it's not me, it's the lady.
No, it is. Hey, Courtney, I thought you were the lady because you're the cute one. You're the pretty one.
And the hairstyle I get you.
No,
I remember the first program. Kevin, I remember the first program. We had Andre Virtue.
Yes.
Jamaican football star, national and youth representative. And the big question that year, I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Yes.
Gally saw one burner. and it,
one burner, yeah.
Yes, man.
It
Andre told us the story how he had a black book, but when he got saved, he had to call all of those women and apologize and ask for forgiveness. That program is one that, hey, Andre, I hope if you're out there listening, you can contact us. Don't feel free to call us and say, hi, gentlemen.
Big up Andre and his family. And 8 years, boy, time fly when you're having fun. Just want to thank Love FM, thank the owners, managers, those who believed in us, gave us, and all the guests that we have had for the last 8 years. Thanks be to God for giving us the privilege. So, and we're proud of the man. We see men from Moran Point to Negril forming associations, working hard in building up, challenging, encouraging, empowering our men. Many of the churches, really partnering with us. So Courtney, I believe that God is doing a marvelous work, and we're a part of this great work that He's doing among men.
And I thank you because indeed, when I grew up, I want to be just like you. This entire program has been an inspiration, therapy for me in some instances, enlightening and knowledgeable. Some of what we have heard, learned, spoken of. It's on the job learning and training as well. And so we remember men like Stafford and Dwayne Tracy. Those are some of our greatest fans that we can remember that would call in Junior Scott. Some of these men, Wendell Lawrence, we're still here. I hope you're listening and can call us. But to come in this program is the Outer Road feature. Yes, where we share information or informal comments from men Outer Road. Yeah, we're up on the road. Remember, the phone lines are open. Please, they're open now. Men who are listening, 876-968-872. Have I gotten that correctly? I sound like I didn't get it. 968-8327, 876-968-832. 876-997-3125 is our WhatsApp line. Remember, you can text us or voice message us. Men, you can do so. So we want to hear from you. Please ensure that we are hearing from you. Kev.
Yep. So, Jamaican men have a bad reputation. Readily or frequently enter into casual sexual relationships with women. People have that perspective. Some of them have several girlfriends, baby mothers on the side. So, because it's open house inside the mailbox, right? It is time for favorite folder where Courtney and I will share our opinion. All right, Courtney? Then put us out to share opinion on this one.
Yeah. What shall we find inside the mailbox? Favorite folders today. Are men becoming or looking a lot like feminists these days? Woo! Are men becoming or looking a lot like feminists these days? Kevin, you have to help me with this, Feminism is stated as the advocacy of women's right on the basis of equality of the sexes. The theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes.
The
Kevin,
sex.
what does that equality look like? What are we talking about? That the woman will mow the lawns, wash the cars, chop the grass? What? I'm just asking. Or is it that we're talking just as it says, political, in terms of getting equal positions in parliament, in terms of being paid equally for jobs? Because we have heard that the disparity there is something that needs to be looked at. Social equality. What do some of these things mean? You're the counseling psychologist. Help me. I'm a pastor.
No, I know I'm trying to understand the question. Are men becoming or looking a lot like feminists these days? And is it saying that our men are what they're thinking that we should have rights then, because it appears that the women are fighting and have fought long and hard, and it appears that they're gaining, they're having success. They're having success in the fact that lots more of them are in tertiary education, getting tertiary education in the universities, in almost every field. I mean, in legal, medical field, they have thoroughly overtaken our men in the percentages of those coming through universities. Yes. Then also our women, as far as middle managers are concerned. I know Jamaica, according to the empirical evidence, is way up there in the ranks as having
number one
as far as middle managers are concerned. And we're wondering if the men are feeling intimidated, emasculated, feeling marginalized, because the women now don't need us to be providers in the traditional sense, because a lot of them are working more money than us. A lot of the women are earning twice our salaries because they have made themselves educated and experienced, and they're taking on some great jobs. So in fact, they are saying, we can even provide for you, but you just need to have ambition. And I'm bringing out these things even in protection. They're saying we have pepper spray, and we have all these security companies that we sign up with, and the car alarm and the tracking and all them things. So in a sense, is it that the men are becoming redundant? Is it?
Kevin, two things. I remember doing a presentation at the Baptist Youth Conference in Trelawney in Duncan's 2 years ago. And a young man came out and he was crying, a young man. He was literally crying tears, saying, what should I do when I look and I see that what we have been taught as men traditionally in the church, that we're providers, protectors, priests, and prophets, that the women are now doing that? What am I going to do? But here is something that is interesting as well. I was asked to do a presentation with Dr. Michael Abrams and Owen Blacker Ellis to the Faculty of Social Sciences there a couple of days. 30 years, congratulations, Fathers Inc. celebrating 30 years this year. Dr. Herbert Gale asked me to do a presentation on patriarchy versus partnership. And there was a survey that was done of 240 women between the ages 18 and 34 and 35 to 65. And hegemonic masculinity, where it is said that the men are the traditional thing, seek dominance in sex, dominance in finances, sexual prowess and stuff, as opposed to beneficial masculinity, where everything is shared, partnership. That when the survey was done of hegemonic versus beneficial masculinity, of course, partnership versus patriarchy, it was shown that both age grouping of 18 to 34 and 35 to 65 gave a score of 8 out of 10 for beneficial masculinity. But there was a wide disparity when it came on to the hegemonic masculinity. 4 out of 10 of the younger grouping, the 18-34, agreed to that, while it was 7 out of 10 of the women in the older age group that had no problem with hegemonic masculinity. Men can always do that. But here was what was interesting. When it came on to equality in terms of payment of bills, this study was done right here in Jamaica.
Yes. Yes.
It was agreed.
Yes.
Only
Yes.
4 out of 10 of those women
Yes.
believe that bills should be paid equally.
Only 4 out of
4
10.
out of 10. Now, that is quite telling. That
Yes.
and even although the feminist groups have made all those movements forward in terms of what was happening, in terms of payments of bill, that was not something that was in the majority of what was believed.
So Courtney,
yes.
I understand the men them would say them want justice. The men would say,
Is that how we're becoming like feminists? We don't need to hold our cards up and say, we want justice, equality. It has gone past equality and it has come to women dominance. I don't know what it is. What would we call it? Matriarchy versus partnership. What is happening, Kevin?
Very, very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing the empirical evidence, and very, very interesting, Courtney. I am wondering, it's amazing. It seems that the pendulum has swung from one extreme to the next. So, yeah, man, there was a time when our women, largely, they were abused. They were seen as second-class citizens and treated in a particular way that wasn't honoring God. We were created as equal in the image of God, and God gave us responsibilities. I normally say, can you imagine when you become a child of God and the Holy Spirit lives inside of you? It's not like there's a male Holy Spirit and a female Holy Spirit.
No,
it's the same Holy Spirit.
You're a child one or an adult one. It's amazing.
It's the same spirit, right? And so how can we partner? How can we work together, collaborate, having different functions, and understanding that this is complementing each other, not competing. There's no competition. There's no competition.
Right.
It's complementing
it has
each
to
other.
Be complementary. Otherwise, it becomes competitive and combative. Here's the final part of that presentation that I did. I mean, when Owen Blacker Ellis spoke, he says, boy, I have to come in, pastor. Not many pastor could have come on and do it. You're brave. I even got a call from Dr. Orville Taylor the same day. That God created woman from our side. So it is clear from scripture that it was always partnership. Beside, there was never the theme that was there for dominance, and he gave both of them one instruction: have dominion over the earth, not have dominion over each other. And submission is definitely not subjugation. I'm still one of those who try to figure, where did we get the idea that a woman's place was in the kitchen and in the bedroom? When you read Proverbs 31 and it talks about a virtuous woman, it says she puts her hand and makes her merchandise. She goes out, big entrepreneur, goes out, sell it, and when she come back, her children rise up and call her blessed. That sounded like a working woman, that it wasn't the man alone that was working. So I don't get it, Kevin. Where did that lie come from?
Very interesting. There's a comment here. Good Jamaican man hard to find. They have the worst reputation of being cheaters and simply not family men. But I think it's not just a man problem. It's a black man problem that stems from slavery. But how long can we blame slavery, really? It's time now they get their acts together. That is a response there. See another one here, Courtney. Good evening. If any good man left, don't want to work, they put God out of their house, and life seemed too much out there on the road. Too much time with friends. Not enough time to teach your sons and daughters. Remember what God said, what the men are to be, and we need teamwork in the family. That's Nadine from Mobe. We have a voice note from Dwayne Tracy, so I think we could take the voice note, Courtney.
Definitely. Yeah. Let's hear from one of our favorite guys.
Kevin and Courtney, Dwayne Tracy here. I know it's been a long while, but I always listen still now, but sometimes I don't really get a chance to comment like I used to.
Yes.
You understand him a comment. Well, some of the stereotypes are given to us, man. No. You hear that say man a dog. Yeah. Others just say man a own a sperm donor. You see me? And all sort of bad things that you are talking about the man them. But who cause it? Sometimes a woman cause it, you know. A woman cause it. But I don't think our brand is completely tarnished still now. Because there are still a lot of good men out there, including myself. You see me? But we need to do better. We need to step up to the plate and do what we are supposed to do. Be a good husband. Be there for our kids. You see me? And show the world, show the women them that say, yeah, they are still hope. Yeah, there are still good men out there. All is not lost. You see me? So my two look a sense still now. I forgot about this time. Big up on the stuff. Yeah, listening.
Well, thank you.
It's always a pleasure hearing from Dwayne and Tracy. I think we should call him a resident guest. He's always just commenting on and helping the program to become one that's a brand name out there in the mailbox.
Yes.
And I agree with him. A lot of what is being seen, we do have to take the responsibility square on our shoulders. But I believe this Father's Day was there was just a significant shift. I sense there's a shift in Kevin in the outlook on our Jamaican men. Something good is happening. A change and a turnaround is happening.
Listen here, Courtney. We have some out of the road feature. We're gonna check one of them. Yeah, man. We're gonna listen to the man them on the road. So we're gonna take the first one and listen out what the man them said. Then we'll come back and have some more conversation at that. So we're go out of the road. First out of the road feature. Yeah. And listen what the man them say. Yeah.
Hey man. I am a man.
There are many stereotypical tags or labels that have been placed on men, right? Dogs, workless, all sorts of things. And for most Jamaican ladies nowadays, they mostly see Jamaican men as irrelevant or as dogs, you know, to insinuate that they're only good to impregnate a woman and leave her with a bag of picnic, you know, without no security or anything. I do nonetheless believe that there are still good Jamaican men out there, right? I do believe that even the man that they consider as dog have good in him, but it takes a good woman to bring out the good in a man, right? Not saying that I'm blaming the woman, but hate cannot breed love, right? You need love to breed love, you know? And we all have to reach a stage where we love each other and see each other as one and as a unit.
All right, the stereotypes of Jamaican men. All right, so Jamaican men are normally stereotyped as womanizers, cheaters, liars. Oh my God, liars! Yes, I hear that a lot. I think that's all I can think about. I can't even find anything that's good per se. No, ladies see Jamaican man that way in the perspective a while ago. From ladies to me. Same thing. Cheaters, liars, womanizers. Well, you have someone that said that we Jamaican man have the package for marriage, if you can read between the lines. And, well, I'm not to toot my own horn, but I'm a good Jamaican man. And they say, birds of the same feather now, man, back together. I'll back up a brethren that, yeah, man, some good Jamaican man.
Jamaican man. Wow. I don't know how to answer that in terms of ladies. I mean, every woman, I believe, has their own personal view of what a Jamaican man is and how she views him. What are the stereotypes about Jamaican men? I think there are many stereotypes, a lot of which are bad, like we don't take care of our children and worthless and all these ridiculous things. I, for one, walk away completely from that stereotype. I do take care of my children and there's nothing worthless about me. You know what I mean? Are there any more good Jamaican men left? Well, I am one, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. So, yeah.
Most Jamaican men are womanizers, feisty, and I mean, can cook. Well, for most parts. How does a lady see a Jamaican man? I'm not sure how that question is being posed, but if it's based on appearance, then it would have to be with how they dress, how they talk, and pretty much how they go about doing things for others. There are good Jamaican men left out there, just that they are not easy to find, as many of them are taken or they're either being taken for granted.
Okay, stereotypes about a Jamaican man is that we're good cooks, you see me, we're great in bed, and we are hardworking, you see me. But on the negative side, we are seen as cheaters, you see me, we're seen as users. So, although ladies now see a Jamaican man, so as me I said, we're seen as cheaters and all of that. But on the contrary, not all men are like that. So, which leaves me to say that there are actually good Jamaican men out there. Seeing it just that it's overshadowed by the ones that are doing bad. So sometimes a woman actually find a good man, but then fail to believe based on all of the stereotypes and all of that brings in trust issues, which make them in turn lose the good one that them have. And them sometimes take the good one with them have and put them in a friend zone and all of them things there. So
Surely the stereotype that one men are all players, Jamaican men are all players, and we do not think about emotions of a female, that we're all dogs, and because of all of this, you can say that the good men of Jamaica are good men overall are looked over because they're all categorized with the persons that are in the wrong also. So it comes down to the old saying that the good has to suffer for the wrong, and because of that, the stereotype will not end anytime soon. But good men are still out there. Chivalry isn't dead, and things such as that will continue. So until you yourself take a risk, there's nothing more you can do to change it.
When you come on the stereotype in Jamaicans, females always say Jamaican men ain't loyal and they cheating. Jamaican men aren't good men. Jamaican men are mean with their money and they don't like spending on women. And that's how basically a lot of ladies see Jamaican men as just a group of men that cannot be loyal, always cheating and don't like spending. And then it comes on to if they are good Jamaican men left, yes, because when you look at it, the only person saying that there's no good Jamaican men are either single women or women with more than one boyfriend. Everybody that's coupled up saying they love their boyfriend is the best, and them have good man, them don't know about other people.
Well, stereotypically speaking, I do believe Jamaican men are considered as being no good in a sense, or being uneducated, someone who is unintelligent, unintellectual. Jamaican men are seen as just the bad type. They're not seen as someone who is goal driven. They're not seen as someone who has a plan for their future. In fact, most times you'll see Jamaican men just sitting on a corner, not doing anything, probably just taking drugs or drinking. They have nothing that they want to accomplish, nothing real that they want to achieve. And this is a stereotype because you do have good men. It's just that the ratio in terms of good men rather than those who are not so goal oriented is very different. That the ratio, you have more persons who are not educated, more persons who are not intellectual, persons who are willing to do like drugs or those type of stuff, scamming, those type of stuff. You have more of those persons around, or they're easier to find.
Some women only see what they are looking for. Some women can only see the things that they are not looking for. And some women are able to approach a relationship with an open mind and explore what they find in a guy. I don't know what the stereotypes are for men out there now, but I know for sure that there are many good men out there who are looking to settle down with a woman who is willing to be patient and grow with them.
What are those stereotypes about Jamaican men? I believe the two major stereotypes are men are always supposed to be strong, and men are not supposed to display much emotions. How do ladies now see Jamaican men? Listen, women believe that all Jamaican men are cheaters. And you've heard all the phrases, man a dog, you're not good, I'm not gonna hurt you. Are there any more good Jamaican men left? Of course. There are a lot of men that are still very much faithful. They're honest, they're dedicated, they're very hardworking, they help out in the household, and quite frankly, they treat their women like queens.
Hi, my name is Odain, and one stereotype that is often mentioned to me, but Jamaican men in general, is that we as Jamaican men are often promiscuous. And that sentiment is often said by ladies. So if I meet somebody, I always get this one as a joke. You think me gonna talk to you, make your girlfriend come beat me? It just is an assumption that I'm already with somebody, but I still look somebody else. So yeah, are there any good Jamaican men left? I'm biased, but I'm going to say yes because I'm still unmarried. But it's not just me. I know a lot of good Jamaican men. It's just that good Jamaican men, we're not always as showboaty as women would like, but we're here and we're about and we're good.
Some of the stereotypes which exist concerning Jamaican men include number one, that majority of us are unfaithful in romantic relationships. Secondly, that we are stingy when it comes on to money. And thirdly, that we are hard workers, right? And I still believe that women, still see us, largely as being unfaithful in romantic relationships and still see us as being stingy, when it comes on to money. But I also believe that they know that we are hard workers. And yes, I believe that there are still good men left. But there's a saying that says that you can't go in the desert, you can't look in the desert and expect to find snow. So there are good Jamaican men left. It just depends on where somebody's looking for them.
Wow. Courtney.
Man, I heard some things today that some of them I'm hearing for the first time.
No, Courtney, I think we have to thank our men for just being authentic
Open.
and sharing everything from their hearts. A plethora of perspective. I mean, I hear that Jamaican men are good cooks. They are taken for granted.
You have the same points I have noted.
No,
I mean,
they
stood out to me.
They are good in bed. They are liars, cheaters, not loyal. Some men say they're stingy with their money.
Yes.
They are uneducated. And somebody says the women see what they are looking for or what they're not looking for. Yes. And that all men are strong. They are men who are committed to their families.
Yes.
And they believe that they're... Yeah, I mean, I think I got it, that the stereotype as seen, and I think the men are thinking it, that the ladies are the ones saying it, that Jamaican men essentially are cheaters. They can't be committed and they're not loyal and etc. But they are saying that they're still good men, good Jamaican man about the place. And if you search hard, maybe you have to search very hard, you'll find them.
No, but some of them are making it pointed that you don't need to really search hard. It's a matter of point of what are you looking for. Because if you already approach with the notion that there are these terrible stereotypes, then you're going to find what you're looking for. We have that saying in Jamaica, but there are some things that are not anecdotal. But the percentage of educated women it must mean that there's a low percentage of educated men. So we see the tertiary levels of 75 to 25% in terms of women to men. So that cannot be anecdotal. That has to be truth. It's not opinionated. It is strange, and I want to touch the one about good in bed and good cooks. You know, taken for granted.
Yes.
Those two I highlighted, that the good ones are not being seen. You know, it's almost as if, okay, they have to do this anyhow. And so when they do it, you know, man, that's really your responsibility. I don't need to say thanks. And I want to encourage our women not to do that, but to say thanks. I remember once hearing you doing something on the program that blew my mind, Kevin, when someone commented about the man coming home, but him never washed the dishes. And you said to them, give thanks he came home.
That's it.
And I was like, we need to know how to encourage when we see the good and point it out. If you list 10 bad things and at the end you say I love you, he may never get to the I love you. You would have lost him somewhere by the fifth bad thing. And so you need to encourage. You need to speak to the good that you see. And even if he has stopped doing good, you know, hey, let's roll back the curtains and get back there.
So
it's interesting to note though that our overseas women see Jamaican men as good men. So you see, you will see. You remember we usually talk about rent a dread.
Right.
So many overseas women would come to Jamaica to have a man.
Yes.
And the question is it that they wanted a loyal man or they just wanted just some time away with a good,
well,
you know, for the package?
That must have been the one that they talk about, good in bed. Maybe that is what they're talking.
Yes.
Here's a comment from Diane. Diane says, good afternoon. My view is that most of the men between the ages of 35 to 55, they are not enthusiastic to go out to work. And most of them are not educated to the point of getting certain jobs. They become laid back. So you find that the women become proactive and getting ahead and become aggressive in motivating themselves, and they try to get everything done. So some women work and still do business. Thank you so much, Diane, for that response.
Kevin, let's look at that response a little.
Yes.
When it was the reverse, when men were 75% to 25%, was it their education that made them proactive in doing what they were doing? Was it a sense of feeling adequate, confident in who they are? Is it that our men have somehow lost a bit of that confidence and have become laid back? Or even could the other be that we are now seeing the women doing it and say, well, if they're doing it, that's fine, we are okay, somebody is doing it? What do you think is the perspective there? Because I've heard persons who come for counseling really are the role issues are blurred based on what we traditionally have spoken of. And so if the woman is more educated, there seems to be some hesitancy. Some are comfortable. If the woman is working more, how should our men treat issues like these things?
Yeah, very difficult question, but it is the reality. I remember somebody asking me, you know, I have shared before that most of my marriage life, for the last 31 years, my wife has earned more money than I, and it's because of her career path. She has earned much more money than I. And people said, then you don't feel away. And I say, yes, of course I feel away. I feel good. I feel great. In fact, I would mind if she earned 10 times more than I. But that is because of certain understanding. First of all, we become one. We have everything in joint accounts. I am still the spiritual leader. I understand my position. And we are complementing each other. And so if we have everything that is in common, we're all sharing in whatever comes in. But psychologically, we have to be able to work on it, because you have to think and feel good about yourself. You really have to be confident in your own skin. A man's life does not consist of the abundance of things he possesses. But the reality is that culturally and or we're socialized, if you have money, you have power. If you are able to purchase things, and then one of the deep emotional needs of women is financial security. Don't matter who the woman is, water baptized, Holy Ghost filled, Jesus in her mind, and running for the prize. She wants to make sure that the bills are paid. She have some dreams of having a house or a car or the children being educated. She wants to take a trip now and then overseas or down the North Coast and all of those things. So,
but wasn't that the perspective of our men at one stage? Wasn't that the very perspective of our men at one stage? Financial security. They want to ensure the family is taken care of. They're able to provide for their children. Ensure that they come home with something for their wife, if a gift every day. Ensure that she's able to go to, one song say go to Gen Care and things happen for her.
Yes.
It wasn't that at one stage how our men view it, and I still think even some of our women view it, that if the man is not doing that, then him less done.
Yes. So we'll put conversation. We want to remind those who are listening that please, you can call us now. You can give us a call. We want to hear perspective. 876-968-8327. That's 968-8327 or 876-968-8328. And please keep your comments coming. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your perspective. So yes, it is true. The expectations are great, but think of it.
I think it looks like we have a call. Do we have a call? Okay. If we have a call, let's take the call. Studio, we have a call?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, beautiful. Good evening. Welcome to the program, The Mailbox. Good to hear from you.
All right, this is Stafford Monday.
Hey, Stafford. Great to hear you. Monday, Stafford.
And I want to make it short. So I want to say, there is a lot of good men. Yes, there's a lot of good men still in Jamaica. And if a woman wants a good man, let the woman seek God and ask God, because it's only God can find the man. Because the heart of man is desperate, wicked. So it's God who fixed man's heart and make man good, so that a woman can find a good man. So if the woman find God, then God will find the man and give to the woman, and the woman will get a good man. Otherwise, if the woman choose for herself, she's going to choose a bad man, because there are more bad men out there than good men. So let every woman, as my father always say, every who have them bush a stick, and every bush, every stick of them. So let God, if God made it, it's always going to go sour. So I want to encourage all women out there that looking a good man, a husband. Let them go and find God first. And God choose. God will fix a man and give it to that woman. Good man is still around. Kevin and Robin and Stafford are good man. And many more good man. But in every country, you have bad man and you have good man. Because I just saw something about the Minister of Health in England. He's a bad man. And got himself in trouble and lost his job.
Thank you. Yeah.
God bless you.
Bless you. Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's always good to hear from some of our men who are always commenting. Kev, question, how do we change some of these stereotypes? Because there seem to be a lot of our men who believe that some of the women are encouraging the stereotypes. The man must still pay the bills. The man must still do this, and if he doesn't do that, then he is not the man he's supposed to be. Um, and for some men, they stay away. I've heard some of our men saying they don't trust women, and so for that, they are giving it as a reason which can't be justified. That he believes the woman is going to cheat anyhow, so he cheats. I'm trying to figure out if that is not just an excuse, not just a justification, but an excuse to do some things because he wants to play around. How do we get to change these stereotypes, though, these negative, for want of a better word, stereotypes that exist of our men being dogs? Someone once had a big song, man for a girl and girl in a bungle. How do we change those mindsets that exist currently?
So that's a big question, Courtney. Changing mindset, and to every complex question, there's an easy answer, which most time is wrong. So we need to be able to realize that it's complex in the sense. I think we ought to start from a place of love, where we would really want to love each other, respect each other as human beings, both male and female. Even before a child is born, we want to be able to think of our partners as someone who we can love and be committed to, that we would want to be married. We want to do our due diligence on either side because we want to prepare before the child comes along. I think we can start a whole generation of changing mindset where we actually respect each other. Is a woman worthy of love and commitment? Are your daughters worthy of having one man committed to her? Of course, but yes. We have been lied to. We have been lied to, and so there's a spiritual, psychological warfare that yes. we don't think good of ourselves. We're not loving ourselves, so we can love one woman at a time. The Bible said, "The man who loves his wife love himself." So if you're not loving your wife, that means you're not loving yourself. That is
so it's a matter of self-value and self-esteem
yes.
for the man. Then
yes.
he has not seen himself. Again, when you look at the fatherlessness figure, the negative impact it has upon a family, it yes. shows that we are not truly valuing ourselves for who we are.
No, and so we can't value our daughters. We can't value our daughters. We can't value our girlfriend. We can't value our wives because
we can't value anything.
No, we don't think and feel good about ourselves. We're not comfortable in our skin, and so we may think of leftover, post-traumatic slave syndrome, all the anxieties, the low self-esteem, abandonment, and then that's why I say it's complicated. Our culture, our music, our movies, all of that as this focus on what an inauthentic man is. And we have to switch to the Bible. Oh, God sees manhood. Oh, God sees a man. But we can do it, Courtney, if we...
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can. Of course, and we also need support in doing it. Not to be beaten down, but to be encouraged and elevated and spoken well of. I saw a comment by a young lady just a while ago, Carrie Ann, that says, if it's so difficult with the God-sent man, how much more it is with the incompatible personalities. In other words, I believe she's trying to say to us, if that carnal mind is not spiritually oriented to accept the things of God, to show us how we're truly created and how we are supposed to be, and it's presenting such a difficulty to that person who should be transformed in his mind.
There's a call. We have another call, Courtney.
Yes.
Yes, if we have the call, we're ready for the call. So do we have a call here? We can take the call right now if there's a caller online.
There is another comment.
Yes.
Yeah, are you seeing it?
Yeah, when last have you gone to church? 3/4 of the churches are filled with single Christian women. We do not have any men to choose from. And those that are there, they're already married.
That's a difficult state of being, eh?
Yes, this is something that I think as the church and men, we have to come together, kind of collaborate and see what can we do, because our single women, they have an honest challenge. It's a real problem. They want to serve God. They have certain needs. They have certain dreams. They want to have families. And so how do we help them? I believe we can change some things, Courtney. Yes. First, we have to be truthful and say this is a problem. Is it a big enough problem for us to put our heads together and have conversations about it? I think we should
Yes.
start to have conversations and to see how can we change this paradigm so we can change
we have that
it.
call. We have that call now, Kevin. We have that call. And yes, we have to have that discussion. Good evening, caller. Welcome to the mailbox. Speak your mind.
Good evening to the man, them man. Holy publicity to the man, them man.
Thank you.
Who are we speaking with this evening?
Man. Put the fuel bag of manure aside. They have real good man out there, man. And you say to the man, them call themselves dog. I care them themselves, you know. Because remember, if you're a dog, you got to do everything with dog do, you know. And if dog go a people, you go gap. If you're a dog, you got to do it. If dog get bone, you got to do the same thing.
So we need to speak better of ourselves.
A wrong idea from man classify himself as dog. Most of these youth nowadays, you know, dog, them call one another, you know.
So how we going to change
that? Do what dog do. But really and truly, you have decent man out there, man. I know a man we have them girlfriend and him have the one money and him bring a girlfriend a KFC, go eat KFC chicken and him go shop got that and eat him pack a biscuit and him little chubby and hold him tension. Same way. Yeah, man, you have man we really have real love out there. I mean, know that.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So, bless up my brother and keep up the good work, man. And sometimes I will have to school some of them man here and make them know that the dog thing not really work out. Because dog no good intention. Yeah, some dog get them own a puppy. So man, you know what they must say. So, holy public, my brother. Keep up the good work.
Thank you for sharing. I want to ask you a question, though. What would you say to the women who would say some of our men are just impressionists? They take you out to KFC just to get you, and afterwards they don't even buy you the biscuit that he alone eats. What would you say about such a comment? One of those negative stereotypes that are said about our men.
Well, some man stupid, you know, my brother, because I know, say, and you see, even today we was talking about it, with all due respect to some man love when you tell them lie to, you know, because you tell some man the truth, them not really in you. Because even today a young lady was telling her brother, say, his son tell him, say, own 7 cars, and the guy don't own a bicycle. So a lot of people just tell lies to really big up themselves, talk who them be when them is not. You understand? And the worst lie if you tell my brother upon yourself. Because when you tell one lie, you have to go continue tell you unless you have to just correct yourself and tell the person. So you know a lie, me did I tell? It's that you have to continue tell like a one lie can turn you in a liar, you know. Because every time you have a person where you tell the lie, you have to tell him a different lie to maintain. You know the reason why I mean one lie no good, my brother? One time when me out there, you know, me give a girl a reason and me give a wrong name. And so when she called me ask that name, me tell her, no, me don't know nobody name. So we have to hang up now, me remember, say, but none of them did here. So you see, the lie thing work out, my brother, because sometimes when you tell the liar, yourself can't bring down. So
Thank you.
And you see how me see now, if you have one money, and me know say I'm going to go and cheap piece KFC, me can buy. Me I eat piece out of it, you know. When I ride and eat no biscuit and I tell her straight that I can buy, but you enough woman no love it truth. All due respect to man. You enough of them love the man them will like. If you want your lie, tell you no brother, go a bar. Because me you want break in me know in a bar, I tell so like one day, you know, so something where my boss say have. And you don't even have to sponge lay down pan. So,
all right, thank you very much, caller. We have another call to see that we want to take. So thank you for sharing with us.
Appreciate that.
Good having you with us. If we have another caller, let's take a call. There's also a comment. Hi, Kevin. A pleasant evening to you and the rest of men. There's a lot of men who plays role as father, but the same man is not a good husband. I'm in it, and we as some are longing for love. I won't say my name, and some of the men say they are child of God. Many more to say, but I won't take up the time.
This is whether she's calling from Morgan Lane.
Yes, from Morgan's Lane, Mr.
When the men them call the one of the dog, you know, because the Bible says, any man, the name that put in doom because a man talk.
Yes.
Any man without God, or his son, they are dogs, sorcerer, monger, thief, and liar. So it's kind of hurt because we are in a flesh, so we ain't kind of like dogs. They marry this and them and that. But yeah, of course, any man without God, Harrison, they are dogs, thieves, liars, and stars and warmonger. You have a good evening.
Thank you for your perspective. Courtney, it is sad, and it is true. There are times men are excellent fathers. They play their role. They're committed to their children, love their children, are their PTA meetings, etc. But they sometimes neglect their wives. Again, yeah, and we again, sometimes we have boys to men. They were never taught how to be good husbands. We have to look at that, and we're not making any excuses. And we're challenging men as well, because we do challenge, encourage, and empower men. We're saying to men that if you're married, you're married. Focus on being a married man. Your primary relationship of being with your wife and loving her as Christ loved the church, and have a partnership, and that's good for the children. You set the foundation where the children feel secure. Healthy marriages, persons who have healthy marriage, research says you're healthier, wealthier, and happier.
Yes. That's so we run out of time.
Oh my gosh!
And again, I want to thank our producer for a wonderful show, Tony K. Bromfield. Indeed, we need to create also safe spaces for men, and I know Magava is working on that. Something just came out today for the anger. And as you say, we need to reculturalize, re-socialize. A new mindset needs to happen. Men, we have to value ourselves for others to value us. Thanks to Nissan Williams for technical support. Tony K. Bromfield, our producer. Kev.
Yes, we will be 8 years old in 3 days, July 3rd. Yes, July 3rd will be the mailbox's birthday. So big up, thank you so much for being with us. We have some exciting show coming up. So next week, Wednesday, Courtney.
Yeah, should we be accepting gifts all the month of July for being 8 years old? Listen again next week for another mailbox episode inside the program Designed for Men with Guess Who Are Men, hosted by men. I'm Courtney Morrison.
And I'm Kevin Bailey.
Monday.
Next week.
Integrity man, I am a man. Hey man, I am a man, I am a man, I am a man. Yes, strong man, integrity man, I am a man. Man, I am a man, I am a man, I am a man. Yes.
Big thank you for listening to the mailbox right here on Family Radio Love 101. The time on the family station, it's now 6:33. Stand by for religious news highlights with Derville Graham.
Yes.